Very good day everybody and welcome at BMW E36 and E46 vlog 93 airco and top mounts. Well, actually leave that very good because it's not a very good day because this is supposed to be a 3-in-1 vlog about the top mount for the KW V2 adjustable suspension for the E36, and this is the front, and the filling up of the airco for the E46 because it's very hot outside. Actually it's raining, but it's getting even more hotter. And about the rear axles. So that's like your little drive shafts at the rear of the E46, and if you don't have a XI you only have them at the rear. So I ordered them, but the transport company, they sent it to a wrong depot or whatever, and I'm not going to have them tomorrow, and I already have a bridge and a mechanic standing ready, so that's really sucks. So I'm going to talk about that later in another vlog. With this I'm going to get the top mount out of the garage, so we're going there pretty soon, and I've got some hardware to replace. Well, everything is loose, but what I know is that one of the rings you must not put it on when you have the adjustable version, so I'm going to check that out and show that to you guys, and leave that part at home, so he's not going to mount it. The reason why I'm not going to exchange this top mount, because it's super easy, you only have to get this bolt out, but I don't have the power tool for an impact knot power tool, let's say it like that. So I cannot get it loose. It's pretty simple, you just have to adjust it all the way down there, the tension is off, and then you can just get it off and put the new ones on. And if you want to exchange the hardware, you have to do that as well. The airco, I'm going to fill it up. You have like the black box that, so if you get that out, and you will see in the movie about the M3 interior that I had it loose and some problems with the rubber, and well, it's not loose in sense of I didn't open up the system, so you don't have to exchange your radiator. So if I'm lucky, I can just fill up the E46 with the airco, and I've got some cold air again. So what we're going to do now is going to get the top mount from the garage, and then I'm going to search on Real OEM for the building drawing, and going to look what hardware to need. And I watched on YouTube movies, and then I'm going to look which ring we don't need to use. What you can do is use the original parts, but like the weak part, I don't know if you can see it here, this is like RVS, the weak part always loses and going to start being rusty. So I can choose to use the original part from BMW, and that is not RVS. Or I can go to the hardware shop and get the RVS version. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but it is tomorrow, so I have to get it tonight if I want that. But that's way for later. First, get the top mounts off and check what's parts supposed to be on the adjustable V2. And I hope the rear axles is going to come today. I don't think so, or tomorrow, but it's probably after the weekend, so we're not going to have it, so that's for another vlog. So let's get up to the garage, guys. Okay guys, we're back. So what do we got? First of all, I've got these reinforcement plates. I'm going to show the part number over here. And this is like the word says, reinforcement plates. You put them on your top mount, and then you have less chance on mushrooms. If you don't know what a mushroom is on your E36 or E46, then check out the vlog mushrooms, there I explain it. Then the top mounts, I've got them from Meile. I've got a good experience about this. I heard good stories about it, and I just got a good feeling about it, so that's why I choose for Meile. So let's pack it out. First of all, when you see it, they're from aluminium, so they don't get rusty, and they're pretty light. Like you can see over here, they already put a grease on it really nicely, and also at the back. So this one is going on top. I also got new hardware, like for the bolts and for the plate under it. So now I have to decide if I am going to use the original hardware from BMW, already ordered it, or that I'm going to go to the hardware shop and get them from RVS. So what do we got? We got some caps for on top. The place that adjusted my KMW adjustable suspension, they stole this one, so I had to replace it, order a new one. What's very wise to replace, and you can get these parts loose, is this ring, because your suspension is hanging on this. So while it's loose, you can better replace it, because these things are going to be damaged when you adjust it. Also, these foam things, replace them, because when they're getting old, they get cracky and it's hard to reach when they're under the car. So I already got a new one, and the caps around it, so the plastic, you don't need to replace it because it's very good quality. And what do we have here? Okay, it's empty. I'm going to save the part number to look what it is. I've got the OEM bolts and rings. Part numbers again. Like I said, you can get these part numbers from real OEM. And I've got these big rings. So one of these two rings you don't need to get on the car, so I have to check which one they are. Like I said, these ones you can get RVS, and then everything is RVS, or actually the suspension is from inox, that's even better than RVS. And I have these ones to get these parts like locked. It's like 5 Nm, I don't know, I have to search for it. And if you do it by hand and put more force on it, you will damage the screw drying material on your KW suspension. So if they say 5 Nm, use 5 Nm. I'm going to check on the manual which one to use. So these are the parts. I'm going on a real OEM right now and going to check which of these rings I can leave out, and then maybe I go to the hardware shop. I really don't feel doing that, and I already bought them OEM. They were really cheap, so what the hell. Like I said, if you want to do these things, please do it before you mount them, because it's that pretty easy. And if you do it when they're on the car, you have to get everything off again and have to also line up the car again. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'm talking to you guys after again later. So guys, some bad news, just like I expected. I talked to the supplier and they cannot locate my axles, and I have an appointment with the mechanic tomorrow, but I cannot mount them because I don't have any axles. Then, like I said, the washers, I was having second thoughts to buy them from RVS. One, I don't know if they can stand the force, probably they can, but on sites like real OEM and ECS tuning, they specifically say that the OEM BMW ones has no chrome in it and RVS does, and I already have them, so I'm going to use the original ones. If you want the RVS ones, pay attention, there are like a little bit strange sizes, and you must make sure that the thickness and the wideness is exactly the same. So then the top mounts, or the top struts, like some people call them, I have the original ones, not original BMW, but the original type. I like that because there's rubber under it, and I want as much comfort as possible. And I don't like the camber because for the yearly check, the outside is good from the rubber and the inside is not good enough, and you have to buy new tires every time. So I want the wheels straight up. I'm going to do that with the standard model. Then I cannot find a mix on the YouTube with the standard struts and adjustable coil covers. So I looked it up, and the big washer is supposed to be under here, and the small version is supposed to be on top. So that's under the nut. So that's where it's supposed to be. The ones that I saw probably had the adjustable top mounts or top struts, and there you don't need them because there is no layer in it probably. Like you can see here, it's clearly naked, and to only put this on, I don't know if that protects enough to the dust. So I'm going to ask the mechanic tomorrow. It probably does, and if it does, then I'm going to search for it in my garage, or else get the old ones out and put them in here. So those three washers, actually there are two washers and one dust cap supposed to be on there. And then the top cover is supposed to be located over here, and then you can push it in. On the adjustable coil covers, they're not going to fit because it's clearly sticking out, and that's the pin to adjust the inner, the outer damping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a hole probably about this size. I have to measure it up because there's going to be a key on it to adjust it, so it has to come in here, or you have to get the caps off and then adjust it. So guys, that was it for tonight. I'm going to do some little training, and then tomorrow I'm going to the garage to search for the dust caps. If I cannot find them, like I said, I'm just going to use the old ones. I prefer not, I want everything new, like you know me. So that was it for tonight. Talk to you Okay guys, that was it for tonight. I'm going to do some little training. Tomorrow I'm going to the garage first to look for the dust caps. If I don't find them, I'm going to use the old ones, but I prefer, like you know, everything new, but it is what it is. So that was it, and I'm going to talk to you guys in the morning. Good morning guys, we are at the garage, and luckily I found dust caps. So off to the garage and mount the top mounts, the top struts, and do the airco. How's it?
Nice.
And ice cold again. Okay guys, a quick review afterwards. First of all, the coil covers, to get the correct stance that we had where we won the first prizes with, we like 600 times jack the car up at one side, adjust it, and then the other side there's a sway bar in between. What the mechanics explained, that results in that there's still tension on the coil covers, and if you're going to adjust it, it results that the purple ring that I showed you to adjust it was stuck as hell, so they'll have to grind it up and split it up. So I advise jack it up in the middle, so two wheels are in the air, or just put it on the bridge and adjust it then. Then another tip is the first ring, the OEM ring on the bottom was the correct size, so that diameter is the same, but on top, so the one under the nut is smaller in sense of the inside diameter, so they used the original one and it's not centered correct, and the nut didn't fit, so they used the old one. So if you replace it, make sure you have a smaller top ring and a smaller nut before you're going to get everything apart. Then yeah, I just think I can replace it later when it's on the car. It's easier, you don't have to get the top strut off, so that's okay. Then the airco, they said that this closed system has the old type of gas, airco gas, and that's probably better, the same as with the quality of paint. They also said that the older model, like the E46, had like 2 cars of airco gas in it, so they weren't really happy with it because the whole system was empty. I don't know if they like reuse the gas, but anyway, they have to fill it all the way, and it took me like 19 or 20 minutes to get the whole system filled up again. Anyway, it's pretty cold, so I'm happy with it, and I was lucky that I was like one of the first 3 cars that they used with the new system, and I believe there are only 2 or 3 other companies who has that new airco system, so that was fun to see, and I showed it to you guys how it worked. Then I found the vacuum line that's like a few vlogs back. That's the 2mm wall size instead of the 1.5, and there's nylon extra layer on between it, not between, on top of it. So I found it and I'm going to replace it later. Then I only have to put the dust cap up, and I have to make a hole, and I can make the hole, let's say the size of what's sticking out, or I can make the hole a little bit wider so I can put the adjustable key on top. If I do that, then maybe dust from top can come in and you can just pop it off and just adjust it and put it back. Anyway, I have to make a hole in it, and I'm going to do that later, and I'm going to show that to you later. Then if everything goes by plan, then next week they're going to mount the axles, and yeah, I hope that the vibration in the back is going away then. So guys, if you liked it, please a thumbs up and stay tuned for updates, and have a nice evening and have a nice day. Later.